All right, now joining us on the blower, we're going for a little three-way here. We have from Wallabies camp, Matt Gibbon, and from Mad Monday, Alex Gibbon. Yeah, how are we, lads?
Good.
Alex, you're looking pretty good, man. How you holding up? You won a second grade grand final yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm hurting, mate. I'm hurting a lot.
Alex,
Hell yeah, man.
talk
We
us.
won.
Yeah, talk us through the day, mate. Obviously, you were captain as well, Alex. Captain, coach.
Yeah, mate. I'm captain and coach, so I can pick myself. But no, mate, it was good. It's first time in 42 years at the club's been in a final, and obviously first time we've been back up and running the last, I think, 10 years or something. So yeah, it was really good, and we got the win. We actually smashed Ballina, 33 points to 12, I think. But yeah, afterward was pretty good the last couple of days. I got to see Matt there for a little while, having a few beers before Wallabies camp. Hey, Matt, it was good.
What are you talking about, mate?
Yes, Nigel started early. I love it.
Oh, brilliant.
But Matt,
no, I haven't slept yet, mate. It's been a good weekend.
Hell yeah. And Matt, obviously on the other side of the coin, you are in Wallaby camp. We were literally just talking about that loss on Thursday night. How is the vibe after what was a pretty heartbreaking end to an awesome game of footy?
Yeah, mate. Obviously, like I heard you talking just before I got on here, and it is a bit heartbreaking, and it's a bit like obviously the boys are quite angry, but it is what it is. Like the game's over, you can't change the facts, so we're just kind of. I feel like the boys are just getting quite angry and quite ready to just top these guys off at Eden Park. Just really, I don't think we've won there. I don't think anyone's won there in bloody, I don't know how many years. So we're just like, if there's any way to come back at them for us, such a shit way to lose, then that's the way we do it.
100%. I think you've just got to use that result as motivation for the next week rather than dwell on things. Alex, I just want to switch back to you. You know, we're used to seeing you shred on the Aussie Sevens field, obviously an outside back when you were playing Super Rugby. I can imagine as the coach and the captain, and I think these guys are saying the club president, playing, you're probably not going to pick yourself on the wing. What position did you play yesterday in the grand final or on Saturday?
Started at 9 and ended up playing 5'8".
Yes, that is the exact combination. I'd probably go the reverse. I'd start at 10 and move to 9.
Yeah, I started playing tight end prop at the start of the season, but my wife told me she'd leave me if I kept doing that. So.
But touching on that, Alex, it's a very unique story, your one, obviously, as Dos alluded to, in the Sevens arena for 4 or 5 seasons, and then played a bit of NRC, but then you decided to go back home to the Northern Rivers, and you got is it Richmond Range back up and running, a club that was almost or had been defunct. You've now got it up and running. You got a women's side, all that sort of stuff going. Like, run us through that little arc in the story.
Well, we moved to the area, and obviously I wasn't going to stop playing yet, but I found that there was a lot of young guys in our area that were just getting on the piss and had nothing else to do, and I decided to talk to a few people about the old club that used to be going. I think they recently closed in 2007 or something like that. That was the last time they had a team. So my wife and I got with some locals and said we'll have a training session, and I thought, we might get 15 or 20 people. We ended up getting like 45 people rock up, and I was like, what the hell am I going to do here? It's just pretty unbelievable. But only 5 blokes had ever played rugby union. The rest of them had either played league or no team sport at all. And then that was right when COVID hit. So we did two seasons in a row in 3rd grade in President's Cup and made the finals, but obviously they never got played because of COVID. And then this year they were going to get rid of President's Cup altogether, and we decided to go into the 2nd grade comp, and we won that. So the rest is history.
Hell yeah.
But it's been a good show.
What a story.
That's awesome, eh?
Yeah.
And Alex, we're you and Paige are obviously really good friends with Kane and Jen Douglas. I grew pretty close with Kane when I came back to the Reds in 2018, I think, and we keep in touch. And he's been talking to me about post rugby life. Would you give him a gig at the Richmond Rangers?
Of course I would, mate. We suck at line-outs.
That's I said, mate.
Hope your second rowers aren't watching, eh? They're like sitting in a beer. He hates me. Oh, bloody
They'll
hell.
be passed out.
Matty, back to you. Obviously, a pretty incredible year for you. Talk us through what I guess the last kind of 6 to 8 weeks have been like, and obviously making your debut for the Wallabies, living out a childhood dream, and tell us what it's been like, and then obviously being a part of Wallaby camp and how it's all been.
Yeah, mate, it's been bloody brilliant. Obviously, it came in at a tough time for me and Alex with our grandpa, and just getting that cap, especially with one of our close mates, Jedi, it was really special for me, a lifelong dream. And these past 8 weeks have been tough, really, for me. So I think so I've been getting all the late call ups. Really, I get a call from Webby when I'm playing golf, like half cut, just saying if I can come up. So like, I have been good, but like I've been doing the MAS running and contact conditioning. So as much as I love and want to be here, I fucking want to get a couple more games. I'll tell you what.
And so you should, mate, absolutely. For you two as well, obviously both at the same time, both your respective partners, are currently pregnant. Was that planned, boys, or is it just by coincidence?
Mate, I think yeah. What'd you say?
Go on, Matt.
Wow. Actually, Alex he called me and that Paige was pregnant, and at the time, I think my partner was pregnant about a weekend. You're probably about a weekend, and we were just thinking to get a test.
It's 4 weeks,
When
mate. 4 weeks in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know it.
No, but like we were about to do a test, and when Alex and Paige told us, Mrs. didn't believe them. Like she thought that I had told them about us. So it was a big surprise for all of us, really. I think it's quite exciting, and then we find out Alex is having a little boy, and I thought we might be going along the same way, but no, I ended up having a little girl. So pretty excited to see them both grow up together.
Hell yeah, man.
No one else is excited about having a little girl around me.
Oh, this is good gas. This is real good gas. Well, so one thing that a lot of you sort of touched on it before, Matt, about your grandpa, and I don't know if you guys are happy to talk about it, but obviously, tragically, he passed away just before you flew out to Argentina, making your debut just a couple of days after that, and he was a huge part of both yours and Alex's lives, obviously. Essentially raising you, and he was the guy that got you guys into rugby. I think you guys have said, and I quote, you were little shits, you were little rat bags, and it was his way of getting into the game, and it's given you guys so much. Can you just fill us in on just how much your grandpa really meant to you guys, and what it means to you to be able to pull on a Wallaby jersey in honour of him?
Yeah, mate. So like you just said, so we were a little shit, especially Alex. I think. I think so. Dave started looking after us. How old were you, Alex?
Probably 11.
Yeah, probably 11. So about 8 and 11. So we were mucking around in Alstonville, didn't really give a shit. And then Dave pretty much said, like, you guys need to sort your shit out, come play rugby, and do some hard work on the farm. And really, it's just kind of straightened both of us out. I think Alex is a bit mad, so I think it straightened him out more than me. And I think us going to Nudgee eventually, following our grandpa's lead of always wanting to play for the Wallabies, I think it was always his dream, so it kind of just flew onto us. And as soon as we got into that sort of headspace, making good mates, he's always making good mates in rugby. And then we going on to play for Nudgee, and then going down to Southern District. Me and Alex got a few games together down there, and then yeah, mate, like he was always there, always supporting us, always. He always fucking said attack the ruck every game. I never heard him say another word so many times. Even when so just before he died, actually, I think I've said this a couple of times in the media, but like there was a night before he died. I got my grandma to just give the phone to him and leave the room so I could tell him that my missus was pregnant, because we knew Alex was, but this was just very recent for us. So I got to tell him, yeah, she's pregnant, and all he said was, "Well done, mate. Make sure you attack the ruck when you're over there, eh?" And I was like,
Oh, brilliant.
That's brilliant.
That's so
yeah,
good, man.
very few priorities, that man. And yeah, as always.
Sounded like he got his priorities right.
Bloody oath.
No, but I guess just hearing that story, it makes me, I guess, go to you, Alex. Do you going back home, resurrecting this rugby club? I guess what rugby sort of did for you, set you on the straight and narrow. Obviously, then you got to go to, and I know the guys that you're training and coaching and playing with are a lot older, but are you harnessing your inner granddad and setting, I guess, setting something in place for these guys out there, something for them to aim towards every weekend, and bring a bit more structure and bring everyone together?
I think that it is like you probably nail it on the head a little bit there. Like, he loved rugby, but also loved the people. And I think that's the important thing to think about, is that it's all about the people around you. And I think this community's needed it more than anything. And when I got here, it makes you happy to see other people happy, and you play better footy when you do it as well. But I mean, Dave always had this rule, and I suppose I'm following in his footstep, that he would never play rugby unless he was playing in the first grade team. So he would move further west his whole life and played until he was 48. And he'd always make sure he was either the captain, coach, or play first grade. So I'm doing the same thing. I hope to go further west, but yeah, I'm already west enough.
Alex, you've obviously forged your own path. You represented Australia in the sevens. You played for the Queensland Reds. You've played obviously a fair amount of high level rugby, and now you're forging your own path in regards to business and in real estate and your property, all that. But how special is it for you to watch your little brother, who you've gone through with so much? How special is it to see him succeed and achieve the goals that he wants to achieve, and ultimately represent his country?
Mate, it's obviously, it makes me super proud. I was telling someone a funny story there last night, and I hope DC is watching this, because this is how Matt's career started. But when I thought I was a superstar in Sydney at NRC, I said to DC, "If you want me, you got to bring my brother too." And he got us on the piss, and Matt said, "Shit, I want to be with this bloke." And I reckon we were all sitting in that pub till about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I said, "Yeah, I'll be part of this NRC team as well." Anyway, 3 years later, I was moving up here in Brisbane, and I had stopped playing professionally. And DC gives me a call and says, "Oh, Gibbon said he'll only play NRC if you're in the team too." And I said, "How good's this? The roles are reversed." So, I mean, going through my rugby career with my brother was always really special. But I mean, he kept going, and he just showed the strength he had. So when he was at Melbourne, he got that award a few years ago. I suppose that just shows who we are as people. But you never give up, and you keep trying, and it's good to see him there. So he does deserve it. But hopefully we can see him many more times. And he's the better Gibbon now.
Waiting for something. I was like, that was too nice and heartfelt for it to just go under the radar. I was like, surely something's coming here. But Matt, you've had a pretty. People would think it's pretty meteoric in regards to your rise into the Wallaby camp, but there's been, you've gone through the system, through Southern Districts, into the Rebels camp, and you've sort of slowly gone about it, and now you found your way. There was that injury, I think, to Angus Bell that allowed you to get your Wallabies call up, but it's been a really slow, long grind for you, and you found yourself now here. I mean, what what is it that you're looking for more here? Is it just more game time with the Rebels, or do you, obviously you want to start to be a part of this Wallabies fold that hopefully get back the Bledisloe, get back the Rugby World Cup? Like, it's just been such a storied career with injuries and such a long time getting to where you're going now. I just want to get your thoughts on really how you can just push on from here.
Yeah, mate. To be honest, sorry.
He's just talking shit.
So it all really goes back to Dave again. So Dave, when we were growing up, he always said, if you're ever going to try be a rugby player, you need to get a job behind you first. And I think so. Alex went the plumber way and I went the Sparky way. So I did that before I ever had a real crack at rugby. And I'm happy I did. I think I was about 24 when I finished my apprenticeship and then went down to the Rebels. And I feel like knowing what it's like on the outside gives me a bit of that pump up when I'm on the inside, looking out like how much I appreciate being here. And then, like you said, like the further you get up the chain, the more you realize how fucking special it is to be up in that top squad and stuff like that. And I'm at that point where I just want to grab on and never let go. So, I mean, a World Cup would be the dream. And obviously the Bledisloe is a bloody... I'm still angry about the weekend. So, yeah, another year away. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's... He's just talking shit. But from both of you guys, it's been a pretty wild ride and two very distinctly different but very unique careers. And I just think it's awesome to see what you guys are doing. Alex, like, you're back in the country rugby, the Northern Rivers rugby community, growing a rugby club. And Matt, you're obviously chasing that Wallaby dream. But on your side, Alex, what more is there for you to do within that country rugby setup? Like, are you looking to maybe try and just continue building up Richmond Range, or do you want to expand out? Is there any more within that sort of country rugby community or Northern Rivers community you want to really focus on?
So, probably more. I'm still in the New South Wales country team as well, which we play in Adelaide in a couple of weeks. But I'd really like to try and show that there's a pathway for young kids again. Because I mean, I think about myself and Matt. We went to Nudgee. I played second 15, but I played country rugby and moved to Sydney to play at Southern District. So my pathway was country rugby, but I just never gave up. But a lot of kids at sort of 18 and 19, I mean, I was ringing wet 65 kilos when I was at Nudgee, mate. I was never going to play first 15. But then I met McDonald's and KFC when I got out of the dorms and put on some weight. So my big goal and improve country pathways so that there's some of those 19 and 20-year-old kids can actually see that there is an opportunity to still go and play at the Waratahs or still get a gig in Sydney somewhere. Something that I'd love to try and do.
Mate, that's absolutely awesome.
Alex, for you take the team you've got. Let's just hypothetically here, you take them professional. They become a professional team, all right? You get to recruit one guy to be the captain of your club. Who do you recruit and why?
Ooh. Okay, one club now or when I used to play?
No, now. So say you're the president of your club. It's gone professional. You get to recruit one guy to be your captain. Who is it and why?
That's a hard one. Probably right now, if I'd want to pick someone like Fraser McWright because I think he's a weapon of a person on and off the field, and I think it's really important to have both those attributes. And I also think that he's got a bright future, and people like to follow him. So he'd be someone, if you're talking about a future professional, that's who I'd be going for.
Oh, that's a very smart, intelligent answer. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like it.
That's really good. All right, lads. Well, look, we really appreciate your time. Guys, as I said, you've had such a unique experience and a life, and you've both kicked so many goals, and I know I speak for everyone when we say your granddad would be so proud of what you guys have done. You're doing absolutely awesome. And Matt, for you, hopefully you can play a few more games for Wallabies, and Alex, for you, hopefully you can
Sell some more property.
I was going to say maybe get some sleep tonight.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
guys. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
boys.
Thanks very much. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Cheers, boys.
See you, boys.
You too. Cheers.
The
Bye.
Gibbon brothers, everybody.